Did you know that something like over 70% of top-performing salespeople, they're not even looking for new roles?
Wow, that's a staggering statistic.
It is. That's right.
Yeah.
Your next sales superstar, they're probably not browsing job boards.
They're too busy crushing it.
Exactly. They're out there exceeding expectations already.
That's a hidden talent pool.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is. And traditional recruitment methods, they just miss it. And that is why we're diving deep today into insights from the sales experts.
Oh, fantastic.
We're looking specifically at an article by Nathan Davis. He's interviewed over 15,000 sales professionals.
Wow.
And he's sharing his secrets to finding these hidden gems and building a high-performing sales team.
So he's got some authority on the topic.
Yeah.
15,000 sales professionals.
Exactly. And he makes a really compelling argument for shifting our mindset from passive recruitment to active headhunting.
Okay, so how do we headhunt in sales?
Right. It's not like we can just cold call top performers and poach them from our competitors.
You can't. It's more strategic.
Yes, definitely. It requires a more strategic approach.
It's about building relationships and showcasing your company as the place to be.
I like that. So networking, attending industry events, maybe even leveraging social media to connect with potential candidates.
Yeah, putting yourself out there proactively, putting yourself and your company on the radar of passive candidates.
These are the people who aren't looking.
Right, but they might be open to the right opportunity.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But let's say we've identified someone. How do we determine if they're truly top-tier material?
Right.
Davis talks about looking beyond results and focusing on the candidate's career journey.
So it's not just about what they've achieved, it's how they got there.
It's the story.
Yes.
Okay.
The best salespeople, they have stories of overcoming challenges,
I love that.
landing tough clients, and they demonstrate resilience and creativity along the way.
It's like those against all odds stories, where they turned around a struggling territory or closed a deal that everyone thought was impossible.
Exactly. Those stories provide insights into their problem-solving skills, their work ethic.
It's their sales DNA.
It is what makes them tick.
I love that. So we need to dig deeper than just asking about their biggest sale. We need to ask them how they did it, what obstacles they faced, what they learned.
Yes. Their answers, they'll reveal a lot about them.
Right.
Their sales instincts, their ability to navigate complex situations.
And their commitment to continuous improvement.
Absolutely.
Wow. This has already given me a whole new perspective on how to interview.
Good.
It's not just about checking boxes on the resume. It's about understanding their journey and what drives their sales success.
And speaking of drivers, Davis really emphasizes the importance of emotional intelligence, or EQ, as a key indicator of sales potential.
I've heard that EQ is becoming increasingly important in sales. But why is that? What makes it so crucial?
Well, you know, sales is all about building relationships, understanding client needs, and navigating complex interpersonal dynamics.
It's not just about product knowledge anymore.
No.
It's about connecting.
You got Pete on a deeper level.
Exactly.
And that's where EQ comes in.
Yes. Salespeople with high EQ, they can read emotions, they build rapport,
Okay.
and they adapt their communication style to different personalities.
So they can sense when a client is hesitant or excited, or maybe even like trying to hide something.
Yes. And they can adjust their approach to build trust and move the conversation forward.
So they're like emotional detectives.
Yeah.
Uncovering those unspoken needs and motivations.
Exactly. And tailoring solutions, building those lasting relationships.
That's fascinating. So during an interview, how can we assess EQ? Is that something you can just ask about?
Well, you can ask about their experiences handling difficult clients or resolving conflicts.
Okay.
But it's more effective to observe their behavior.
Got it.
And communication style during the interview.
Okay. So pay attention to body language, tone of voice, how they respond to challenging questions.
Exactly. Look for empathy,
Okay.
active listening, genuine curiosity.
Do they ask thoughtful questions?
Yes. Are they genuinely interested in your perspective?
Yeah.
This has given me a lot to consider. It seems like finding the right sales talent requires a more nuanced approach than we might have used in the past.
It does.
And as we delve deeper into the sales experts' insights, we'll uncover even more strategies for identifying those hidden gems and building a high-performing sales team that consistently delivers results.
Can't wait.
This is just the tip of the iceberg. Stay tuned as we continue our deep dive into Nathan Davis's wisdom in the next part of this episode.
Now, while we're talking about emotional intelligence, we have to be careful to distinguish between confidence and overconfidence.
That's interesting. You'd think confidence would be, like, essential for any salesperson.
Of course, confidence is good.
Right.
A healthy amount of self-assurance is key.
Yeah.
But there's a fine line between confidence and arrogance.
Okay.
And we want to watch out for that.
So how can we spot the difference? During an interview, what are some red flags that signal overconfidence?
Well, overconfident candidates, they tend to dominate the conversation. They might gloss over their weaknesses or dismiss past failures as if they have nothing to learn from them.
Oh, so they're not very self-aware.
Not really. They might even come across as resistant to feedback,
Yeah, okay.
unwilling to take direction, that kind of.
So it's like a know-it-all attitude.
Yeah, and that can really hinder their ability to learn and grow.
Especially within a company culture.
Exactly.
So we're not looking for bravado,
No.
but rather a balanced sense of self-assurance,
Yes.
okay, and a willingness to learn.
And continuously improve.
Yeah, improve your skills.
Exactly. And this actually ties into another crucial aspect that Davis highlights,
Okay.
cultural fit.
Cultural fit, yes.
Right.
This is huge. A candidate's skills and experience are important,
Of course.
but they're only part of the equation.
Right.
I've seen so many companies make the mistake of prioritizing skills over culture,
Yes.
and then later realizing that the new hire just doesn't mesh with the team.
It's a costly mistake.
It is. It really is.
A candidate might be a top performer on paper, but if their values and work style clash with your company culture,
Right.
it's just not going to be a successful long-term fit.
So how do we assess cultural fit during the interview process?
Right.
It feels like a difficult thing to measure.
It's not easy. You have to ask the right questions
Okay.
and really pay attention to their responses.
Okay.
Go beyond their resume.
Hmm.
Delve into their motivations, their preferred work environment, how they approach teamwork and collaboration.
We need to understand what makes them tick,
Exactly.
what kind of environment they thrive in,
Yeah.
and how they handle challenges and setbacks.
Look for alignment between their values and your company's mission.
Okay. So do they thrive in a fast-paced, competitive environment?
Right. Or a more collaborative, supportive setting.
And it's not just about what they say.
No.
It's how they say it.
Absolutely.
Are they genuinely enthusiastic about the company culture?
Yeah.
Do their answers seem rehearsed or authentic?
That's a good point. It's about reading between the lines and getting a sense of their personality and whether they'd be a good fit
For the team.
for your team's dynamics. Exactly.
This is really giving me a lot to think about.
Good.
It's not just about finding someone who can sell.
Right.
It's about finding someone who can sell and thrive.
Within your company culture.
Yes, exactly.
You've hit the nail on the head.
And speaking of going beyond the surface,
Yes.
Davis highlights another really telling indicator of a candidate's potential:
Okay. What's that?
their level of preparation for the interview.
Oh, you mean, did they do their research?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did they research the company? Did they come prepared with thoughtful questions?
Because that shows they're serious.
It does.
Candidates who take the time to prepare, they demonstrate a genuine interest in the opportunity and a strong work ethic.
It shows they're willing to put in the effort
Exactly.
to make a good impression.
It reflects their attention to detail, their proactive approach, their commitment to excellence.
And these are all qualities that are essential for sales success.
They are.
So we should be wary of candidates who just wing it,
Yes.
who haven't bothered to learn about the company or the role.
Yeah. They're telling us they don't value our time.
Exactly.
Or the opportunity.
It suggests a lack of professionalism
Right.
and potentially even disrespect for the process.
It's a red flag.
It is, because sales is all about preparation.
Absolutely.
If they're not prepared for the interview, how can we expect them to be prepared for client meetings?
For presentations.
Right.
For anything.
That's a great point. Preparation is key in every aspect of sales.
And speaking of key qualities,
Yes.
let's not overlook the power of passion and drive.
Ah, yes. Davis argues that passion can sometimes outweigh years of experience.
He does. And he's right. Sales is demanding. It requires resilience, persistence.
And a genuine love for the game.
Without that inner fire,
Yes.
even the most skilled salesperson can fizzle out.
Especially when faced with rejection.
We're those challenging sales cycles.
Exactly. Passion fuels resilience, creativity, that extra push to go above and beyond when things get tough. So how can we gauge a candidate's passion during the interview process?
Well, listen to their voice.
Okay.
When they talk about sales, do they get excited? Do their eyes light up when they describe a challenging deal they closed?
Okay.
Or a new strategy they implemented? Look for that spark. That genuine enthusiasm for building relationships, overcoming challenges, and achieving sales success.
I love that Davis emphasizes the importance of passion. It's a reminder that sales is not just a job.
It's a craft.
It's a craft that requires dedication and a genuine desire to connect with people and help them find solutions.
Absolutely. And finally, we can't forget about integrity.
Of course.
This is perhaps the most crucial quality of all.
Integrity is paramount in any role,
Yes.
but especially in sales, where trust and reputation are everything.
Salespeople are the face of your company. They're building relationships with clients, representing your brand,
Right.
ultimately impacting your bottom line.
If they lack integrity, it can damage the company's reputation,
It can-
erode customer trust,
Yeah.
and ultimately hurt sales performance.
Exactly. Integrity is the foundation upon which all successful sales interactions are built.
Mm.
It's about being honest, transparent, and ethical in every interaction.
So how can we assess a candidate's integrity during an interview? We can't just ask, are you an honest person?
No, you're right. You need a more nuanced approach.
Okay.
Davis suggests asking behavioral questions
Okay.
that delve into their past experiences with ethical dilemmas.
So, for example, we could ask, tell me about a time you faced a conflict of interest or had to choose between closing a deal and doing what you felt was right.
Exactly. These types of questions can reveal their moral compass, their decision-making process, and their commitment to ethical conduct.
So we're not just looking for the right answer.
Yeah.
We're looking for how they arrived at their decision, what factors they considered,
Yes.
and whether their actions aligned with their values.
It's about understanding their thought process and seeing if their approach to ethical dilemmas aligns with your company's core values.
This has been such an insightful conversation. We've covered so much ground, from headhunting and assessing EQ
We have.
to understanding the importance of cultural fit preparation, passion, and integrity.
It's clear that finding top sales talent requires a comprehensive approach.
It does.
It goes beyond simply looking at a candidate's resume and sales figures.
We need to dig deeper.
Yeah.
Understand their motivations, assess their character,
Yes.
determine whether they'd be a good fit for our company culture and values.
And remember, this is just the beginning of the journey.
Right.
Stay tuned as we wrap up our deep dive with some final takeaways and actionable advice for building your next winning sales team.
This is going to be good. Don't miss the final part of this episode where we bring it all together and give you the tools to level up your sales recruitment game. We've talked about a lot of important qualities to look for in top sales talent, but as Nathan Davis emphasizes in his article, integrity is absolutely non-negotiable.
Couldn't agree more.
Salespeople,
Yeah?
they're the ambassadors of your brand.
They are.
They're building those relationships.
Yes.
With clients representing your company values, shaping public perception.
It's more than just closing deals.
It is.
It's doing it the right way,
Right.
with honesty, transparency, and a commitment to ethical conduct.
So how do we actually gauge a candidate's integrity during an interview? It's not something you can easily quantify or just see on a resume.
It's tough. You're right. It requires a more nuanced approach. Davis suggests using behavioral questions to really uncover how they've handled ethical dilemmas in the past.
So instead of asking hypothetical questions,
Right.
we should focus on real-life situations they've actually encountered.
Yes.
For example, we could ask, tell me about a time you had to choose between closing a deal and doing what you felt was right.
Exactly. Those types of questions, they can provide a lot of insight
Okay.
into their decision-making process, their moral compass, their commitment to ethical behavior.
We're not just looking for the right answer, though.
No.
It's more about how they arrived at their decision.
Yes.
What factors did they consider? Did their actions align with their values?
You want to understand their thought process
Yeah.
and see if their approach to these ethical dilemmas aligns with your company's core values.
This has been an incredibly eye-opening deep dive into the sales experts' insights. We've learned that finding top sales talent requires a real shift in perspective.
Absolutely.
It's about moving beyond that traditional resume screening process
Yes.
and delving deeper into a candidate's character, motivations, and potential.
Looking for long-term success.
Yes, exactly. We need to think like headhunters,
Be proactive.
proactively seeking out those passive candidates
Yes.
and evaluating them based on a wider range of criteria.
It's not just about skills.
Right. Skills and experience are important,
Of course.
but they're only part of the equation.
we need to prioritize emotional intelligence,
Yes.
cultural fit, passion.
And above all, integrity.
Absolutely.
By focusing on these key attributes, we can build a high-performing sales team that not only drives revenue,
Yes.
but also upholds the highest ethical standards.
And remember, building a winning sales team This is an ongoing process.
It is.
You need to continuously invest in training development and fostering a culture of excellence and integrity.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So for all you sales leaders, hiring managers, and executives out there, take these insights to heart.
Yeah.
Start implementing them in your recruitment strategies today.
Remember, the best salespeople, they're often not even looking for a job.
That's true.
They're out there exceeding targets, building relationships, making a real impact.
It's up to us to find them,
Yes.
to identify those hidden gems,
And empower them.
and empower them to achieve even greater sales success within our organizations.
And one final thought.
Okay.
As you embark on this talent search,
Yes.
don't underestimate the power of your company culture.
Hmm.
Create an environment that attracts and retains top performers.
Oh.
A place where integrity is valued, collaboration is encouraged, and sales success is celebrated.
That's a great point. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into finding top sales talent.
My pleasure.
We hope you've gained some valuable insights
I hope so.
that you can apply to your own hiring processes.
Absolutely.
And remember, the journey to building a world-class sales team, it starts today.
Go find those gems.
Until next time, happy hunting.